Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for your late night, early morning upload, whenever you watch it. I hope you enjoy it. Chelsea news, we're going to be talking Christopher Nkunku's first interview and media pieces with Chelsea Football Club. Very excited about this one. We're then going to discuss the latest twist and turn in the Mason Mount saga. This one could be about to get messy. And for some reason, I just think it's going to go that way. I don't think this is going to end the way that at this point, any of us wanted it to go. I think at this stage, everyone has kind of accepted from a Chelsea side that Mount's going to leave. Mount has decided he wants to leave. And Chelsea have rejected the third bid from Manchester United. But I want to begin with a positive piece of news. And I say positive because when we talk about club legends leaving, you've got N'Golo Kante and everyone's a bit like, Kante's gone. Azpilicueta, it's a bit like, well, Azpi's gone. The longest serving player at Chelsea Football Club. But on the flip side, his playing days at Chelsea were done. We saw it last season. He wasn't the same player. We've brought in Malo Gusto and we have Reece James. Azpilicueta's pathway into the team is no longer there. And it's relief in the sense of this is the right move for Chelsea moving forward. It's the right move for Chelsea to develop under Pochettino. But also, we can never forget the wonderful, wonderful years of service and the brilliant player that Cesar Azpilicueta was, be it anywhere across that back line, even left back for a period of time. Azpilicueta will, in my opinion, probably go down as Chelsea's best ever right back. And I think Ivanovic is so close. But for all of the fact that Azpilicueta won every trophy at the club, if I was to give my best ever Chelsea 11, I think I'm putting Azpilicueta in right back, personally. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments down below. And also try not to have recency bias with the deterioration last season because he was such a brilliant player. And we signed him for 7 million, which is absolutely incredible just after we won the Champions League. He's going to move to Inter Milan. Chelsea have allowed him to terminate the contract. Inter Milan, as we know with the way that they feel like a 7 million loan deal for Lukaku is a fair deal, a good deal. It's not. It's nonsense. But they got no money, apparently. Champions League finalists, they've got no money. And therefore, in order to sign players, they need to get freebies. They've got Marcus Thuram on a free, which probably means they won't be in the market for Lukaku. So we're going to have to see what happens there. But Chelsea have allowed the early termination of Azpi's contract so that he can move to Inter Milan on a 2-year deal. So that is a decent bow out. Moves to the European finalists. Congratulations on everything he's achieved at the club and good luck at Inter Milan for Cesar Azpilicueta. But let's talk now about the future. Let's talk about Chelsea's new signing, a man who excites me. He's got an aura, Christopher Nkunku. There are some players that you buy and you look at the stats, you look at the numbers, you look at a compilation video on YouTube, and then you still look at them, you look at the way they speak, and you're just like, is this guy all it? Christopher Nkunku, in my opinion, is the full package, and he's done his full interview, his first interview with Chelsea. On the app, there is a brilliant video made on social media where you see that he's got a blue balloon left in front of his peg. He grabs the balloon, blows it up. It's just nice to see that celebration that became famous in Leipzig with the red balloon when he'd score, to see it in blue. It gets you excited. And it's not necessarily looking at a compilation of goals. The celebration can often say a lot about the character of a footballer. And what we can read into this interview, and I'm going to talk a little bit about it now, is he's very, very self-confident, but to the point where it does come across so humble. That's my overall summary of it. But we can say that I am a hard worker. I will give everything for the club, for the fans, and to help the team bring some trophies, to give the best of my football. I hope I will make them as happy as I am to be here at this club. That is, again, I always say it with interviews, you can kind of predict what players are going to say, but the fact that he says he's a hard worker, I think it's nice having seen so many players seemingly down tools last season, not work very hard, a big reluctance to work hard because some of the players had been there for so long and they knew that the next move in their career was coming. So the idea of hard workers in a Pochettino team is something that he absolutely requires. And it's also refreshing to hear a Chelsea player actually talk about working hard compared to what we got used to last season. On the pitch, I'm a bit quiet, but I can speak. I can shout also. I'm also very focused on the football and about winning, to do everything right so I can say I speak with my feet. But it's important, obviously, to speak to the boys on the pitch. Again, this is where I get that sense of confidence from when it comes to Nkunku. Letting his feet do the talking. He's not going to be one of those players who is going to promise us the world. He's going to promise us hard work, and then what he does on the pitch, obviously as a footballer who comes in for 50 plus million pounds, he knows that what he does with his feet is what is going to be judged. And when you listen to him speak, in the little videos that Chelsea have posted with the balloon, when they ask him red or blue, it's blue, all of that stuff, you don't really get to know the player too much from these written pieces that I'm showing you on the screen. Obviously, I can't show you any more at this point. Explaining why he decided to join Chelsea. I think the project was good for me. It is a good project for me to develop myself as a player and a man also. The cynics amongst us will just sit here and hope, well, I hope he's not using Chelsea as like a 2-3 year development plan to then move to Real Madrid if it's good or go somewhere else if it's good. We want to see players joining this club who see the Chelsea project, what we're doing with this new ownership, as something where at 25 years old, Nkunku isn't 21. We're bringing in a lot of young players. We signed Jackson yesterday. It was confirmed in yesterday's video. We're going to talk about him more in a video later today. We want to see players joining Chelsea, not just the young ones, but 25-year-olds like Nkunku, top scorers in Bundesliga. We want them to see the Chelsea project as a place where they will spend the best years of their career. Whether players spend their whole careers at Chelsea, that doesn't happen anymore. Football is a business. Football is a place where we have now got multiple different countries, multiple different clubs across the globe. What are those cats doing in there? Offering massive money. So when it comes to getting excited about players, and from looking at what Nkunku has said here about joining Chelsea, I am very excited about him, but I'm also not going to get myself so attached to players anymore because words are not as important as the money that they'll probably receive. And of course, like Nkunku says, what he delivers on the pitch. I was so excited about Kai Havertz joining Chelsea. So excited about the goal he scored in the Champions League final. But other than that, I'm underwhelmed. And I went bonkers for him on GBFC 3 years ago. So we're going to wait and see with this one. And Nkunku, I'm very excited. I think he's going to be brilliant. Can play as a number 9, can play as a 10, second striker, off the left-hand side as well. Versatility. And I think Pochettino will absolutely love him. And I think he will absolutely win the Chelsea fans over, if he hasn't already, very quickly indeed. Someone who won the Chelsea fans over, but has unfortunately now ruined his reputation to a sense, because that's just the way that football works. I've given my thoughts in a whole video talking about why Chelsea should sell Mount. I'll leave a link in the description, or it'll be a card somewhere on the screen. Chelsea have rejected Manchester United's third bid for Mason Mount. A counter proposal has since been made by the Stamford Bridge Club as the two sides look to reach an agreement. Man United offered 50 million with 5 million in add-ons, which could take the deal to about 55 million. Payment terms were certainly improved on the previous offer. Chelsea's counter is 58 million plus 7 million. We weren't messing about when we said we wanted 65 million for Man United to get Mason Mount this summer. This can go one of two ways. Man United can be deadly serious that it is their final offer, and Chelsea have a player who's got his whole team to try and push the move away, keeps making it clear he's not going to stay at Chelsea, and will eventually leave next summer, maybe in the meantime stirring up a load of stuff in the dressing room. I don't think Mount will do that. Personally, I think he is a professional, and I don't think he would go about making things become toxic around him. I don't think that'll be on the agenda, but he could do it. He could do it, and it could be one of those things where whatever legacy Mount had, and every player has a legacy of sorts, doesn't make it positive every single time. Mount had an amazing start to his Chelsea career. But now, this whole saga, fans knowing he doesn't want to be here, fans putting videos together where he said he bleeds blue, but now he goes to Man United for the same money that was Chelsea's best offer for him. So now, I just hope that the flip side of what I just said, Man United are desperate to sign the player. They're going to sign the player. So meeting with Chelsea in person, which is what Chelsea have suggested, that the two parties, two clubs meet together to come to an agreement. I think Man United don't understand that when Chelsea say 65 mil, that's exactly what we want. And I respect it in a way because Chelsea won't become that selling club who sell players and they put a price on players but then sell them for 80%, 75% of that price. If we've put the market and said Chelsea want 65 mil for Mount, all I hope now is that Man United saying final bid, I actually hope United are a bit more desperate to sign him. And I really hope that this meeting happens. The counter offer can be agreed. Chelsea want 65 total, including add-ons. I think we'll probably settle in a face-to-face meeting for 60. But at least we're pushing it. At least we've made it clear. All right, Mason, we know we've said to Man United what we want for you. You are contracted for one more year. If they don't pay, you stay. Don't necessarily think that's the right move, but at this point, it looks as though it's possible. And I really thought Chelsea were going to accept that third bid yesterday, the final one from Man United. I just don't think it's going to be a final one. I think they will come in and I think they will offer money again. I think this saga is not over. I think there will be that discussion in person between Chelsea, Manchester United to get Mason Mount out of Chelsea Football Club. I cannot believe we are sat here in June 2023 talking about getting Mount out of the club. Madness, but I still think it's going to happen. We just have to wait and see. Are United serious? Are Chelsea really serious? Like, at this point, that final bid, is it the final bid? I think we're going to have to wait until the end of next week to get definitive answers as to whether Mount stays or leaves Chelsea this summer. But anyway, let me know your thoughts on today's Chelsea early news in the comments down below. Subscribe to GBFC if you haven't already done so, and please hit the like button on this video if you enjoy these late night, early morning uploads. And of course, Telegram link, top of the description, 2 VIP tickets to Chelsea Liverpool being given away in the Telegram, and a signed Frank Lampard shirt within the next week. And then more giveaways for more games next season to come in the chat. So make sure you're in the Telegram. Otherwise, you don't know what we're talking about. You cannot win. Come on, you Blues.